Hey guys, how's it going? It is my different username here, and today we will be going over the status symbol for anyone that was in the Imperial Army back in the earliest days of the 1930s, and here we will be seeing how such a weapon like this can either be treated as a tool for defense or really just a way to show off to everyone else in the room. So, here we have the Type-14 Japanese service pistol made out of Lego. Now, before we get too far into the video, I'd like to take a moment and talk about the video's sponsor, World of Tanks. So, if you guys aren't already familiar, World of Tanks is a free-to-play game with over 100 million players worldwide on PC alone, and with over 600 tanks from light to medium to heavy, destroyers and artillery, there's always a new way to play. You could drive tanks across open grass fields, desert scapes, climb steps and hills, sneak through the forests, and play within urban and industrial zones too. There are over 40 battle arenas available, and their historical accuracy and inspiration really show off some truly authentic models. You could even go out of your way to modify and upgrade your tank too. So, if you guys use the first link you see in the description, you could download World of Tanks for free, and using this code right here will get you 7 free days use of their premium access, 250,000 credits, the premium tank Excelsior, and 3 rental tanks, the Tiger 131, the Cromwell B, and the T-3485M, each with 10 battles available. Thanks again to World of Tanks PC for sponsoring today's video, and don't forget to use the link and code in the description to get started. So, the Type-14, or what's also known as the Nambu, was the service pistol for the Imperial Army starting as far back as 1925, but earlier than that, we have weapons designer Captain Kijiro Nambu, who has started out his military career in the Imperial Japanese Army Academy in 1889, and through his time proved himself to be so skillful amongst military training and firearm design that he became not only a lieutenant of artillery, but also one of the key designers who was sent over to the Kuoshikawa Arsenal in 1897. The Type-14 was the only Nambu pistol to be officially used and adopted by the Japanese military because it was perfect enough to be selected as a true service pistol due to its low cost of production. The Nambu was used by the Japanese military in the Second Sino-Japanese War during the 1930s when the pistol saw its first official use. The Type-14 was further used and produced up until 1945, with over 200,000 known models manufactured. Some estimates even claim that there could have been up to 500,000 possibly manufactured, but this is a little tricky to know for sure since records and even guns themselves were lost during the result of warfare and mishandling afterwards. There were even several variations of the Nambu that existed before this model here, and those models were designated through their own lettered variants and nicknames. Interestingly enough, the Nambu and most of the other pistols to the Japanese were really treated more like a symbol of certain military ranking instead of something to be necessarily used in real-life combat. When it comes to this pistol, I gotta say, there is a lot of similarity between this and the Luger. Similar in a sense of their dimensions, because they clearly have different actions. But, at least as far as dimensions go, I'm trying to make sure I don't make too much of a thick gun, because it is true that pistols are realistically more around the 3 stud range rather than the 4. However, even though this receiver area up here is within the 3 stud range, the grip eventually extends out to 4 studs, which in this case actually helps with making the appearance of a more rounded grip, similar to that of the Type-14. Right here, some of the key features to go over would be this trigger, also known as Piece 50947, which is activated by the use of this pen spring here, similar to that of the Liberator. As well, this design of the guard was inspired by the models of Type-14 to come out around the end of 1939 to aid soldiers who wish to wear gloves in colder climates. You can also find the non-functional magazine release chilling along the side of the grip here, which also really captures the shape of the original grip design really well, but unfortunately doesn't feature its distinct serrations, and instead actually looks along more of the side of the last bit of Nambus to come out during the end of World War II. In addition, the grip is very comfortable to hold, and something I personally love about this design is how it all wraps up together into the back area where you actually see the Type-14 Nambu's lanyard loop. Also, before we do move on, spoiler alert for those that didn't figure this out already, but yeah, the safety switch unfortunately doesn't affect the trigger whatsoever. Sorry. And now, onto the portion that I have been kind of dreading to discuss this entire time. If we go and take out this magazine here, you could see that it's a magazine, I think. Look, it's really tough to be going from probably making one of the best magazines ever to now this. To be fair though, this has always been a dilemma with this style of pistol design, but even the Luger magazine looks down upon this, and the only way I can see this improving is by really changing out the entire pistol grip design overall, which would be fair to do, but I was a little rushed to make this video, so I would hope that this is seen as more of an experimental phase of magazine rather than the final result. I mean, I know this bullet is tiny, but this is just too ridiculous. I mean, even reloads with this mag aren't the greatest either, because it isn't even actuated by the magazine release, but instead actually clips in from the base plate of the mag. So it really goes to show that this could either be improved dramatically, or maybe this is just a good representation of how good the actual thing was during combat. Now, moving on to the bolt piece and chamber area, we could see the knurled back end that was made to represent this style of bolt right here. It can be both pulled back and released forward, and when it fires, has the ability to lock back fully, but once you remove the magazine, it would typically slam forward. However, on my model, I made it so that actually a little 1x2 tile piece can be lifted up in the back just the slightest in order to fully lock back the sliding bolt, and now we could easily reload the magazine from below and then ever so carefully pinch the bolt piece to seat the bolt back forward. And in front of all that, we have the barrel piece here. It grooves down similar in style to the Luger and ends in the smallest form of front sight that I could possibly imagine for this pistol. The rear sights are also minimalistic too, unlike some of the other models of Nambu which had adjustable sights, but with these, I actually really like them. I don't know why, it just feels very easy to line up these sights. I guess I also kind of wish my hands weren't so shaky. So, in conclusion, the Type-14 Nambu was known to be a pistol. It was known to fire bullets when it felt like it. And, well, maybe in the most perfect conditions, the gun could have been a lot more ideal to use, but with just the severe lack of combat training and real strenuous testing for this, time really paved its way, and the gun evidently failed during World War II. As far as my LEGO model goes, basically the same thing. I mean, it didn't fail World War II, but it just has some good aspects here and there. I do feel that the lower area is eventually going to be changed out just because of that magazine design, but at the same time, I'm not too sure either. It would just be a shame to see this design go away. I do like the simplicity of the whole thing, and it even makes finding and ordering parts just that much easier to do. It still really is a fun pistol to build and just mess around with, a great piece of history to learn more about, and I would hope that you guys have liked my build and video as well.
So, if you guys have made it all the way to this point, it probably means you've liked the pistol, or not, it's okay. But if you guys wanted to build it yourselves, you can actually check out the link in the description where you can see my Etsy store, and from there you can download the instructions for the Type-14 Nambu, or you can even take a look at some of my other builds. Either way, it's all available in the link in the description. Also, I wanted to give another huge thank you to World of Tanks for sponsoring this video, because if it wasn't for awesome guys like them, we wouldn't get to talk about cool things like the history of the Type-14 Nambu. So honestly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys so much. As far as that and other updates go, I figured you guys are probably really interested to know how things have been going ever since the uploading of the Shoshaw video. And let me tell you, it's actually been a lot of good stuff. And by good stuff, I actually do mean that just a lot of people seem to have really resonated with what I had to say in that video, which was really awesome. Like, even to this day, I am still reading those positive comments from you guys because they truly uplift me and my day. They honestly get me really teary. I just want to thank you guys so much for all the support. As well, I've even had some of my friends reaching out to just see how I'm doing, and of course I would ask how they were doing, and it was really great to actually get to catch up with some of my old friends, some people I haven't gotten to talk to in quite a long time. And probably the biggest update out of all of this is I actually just came back from a super eye-opening trip where I got pretty much inspired the entire time, and yeah, it was a LEGO convention. We're gonna talk about it. It took place in Portland, Oregon, and it was called Bricks Cascade, where I basically got to meet up with a whole bunch of other builders from essentially around the world, and not only that, but other LEGO YouTubers too, and some that you probably know. Oh yeah, we got Nick Brick, we got Brick Built Replicas, we got Beyond the Brick, we got Brick Bending. Can you guys stop it with the brick? No, it's okay. No, it's okay. No, it's okay. Honestly, super cool guys overall. And not only that, there was just an unprecedented amount of inspiration going on the entire time. I mean, I got hit with so many huge ideas. I just can't wait to make them, you know? The truth is, I don't want to hype you guys up too much, but man, oh man, I got some big ideas coming. I hope you guys are all ready for that. I hope you guys are ready for this one too, because I also got to meet up with legendary LEGO weapons builder Cole Edmonson. And not only that, but we were also welcomed into his humble abode where, not to brag, but I was actually knighted while I was out there. Except your order, sir.
We gotta have a duel. Yeah, this is definitely better than... Oh,
he technically challenged me to a duel, in which I actually do accept, good sir. I hope you are ready to go, and I hope your LEGO sword skills are as good as mine. But in all seriousness, he's actually a really awesome guy. Not only was he cool enough to invite us into his house, but we even got the chance to talk about some really awesome stuff when it comes to just the LEGO gun community as a whole. We got to talk about weapons, inspirations for those weapons, the community based upon YouTube and Discord, and actually a lot of other stuff, just general inspirational things that if anyone is actually into LEGO weapons building themselves, I'm definitely going to set up a card so that you guys can actually check out and listen to this too if you want to. Also, I got to show off a little bit of swag before I go. You know, I got to show off some of the stuff that I actually picked up while I was out in Portland, Oregon, so just 1 second. And you guys just know I had to pick up this one, obviously because of the French Bulldogs, but yeah, we just picked it up at a little LEGO store while we were chilling at the convention. So not a custom mock, this was picked up at a store. Now here is some really cool stuff. Here we actually have some vintage LEGO magazine. Some people's like, okay, what is this? But to me, this is art. I love vintage stuff. So honestly, I gotta thank Cole for this one. Thank you, Cole, so much. I'm gonna frame this, I swear. I'm gonna frame it. Also, this is another favorite of mine. I got a bunch of Polaroid images. Hopefully I'll get these scanned and ready for you guys to check it out. And what are these exactly? Well, you know, these are memories. And judging by the fact that I don't own a Polaroid, probably some really good ones. As well, gotta rep the homies whenever I get the chance. And I actually didn't get this in Portland, but I did order it while I was out there, and it was already here just ready for me to come back. And yeah, so that's about it. You know, I just wanted to give you guys just an update on how things have been going, and gotta tell you, really well. I really hope you guys have enjoyed all of this. Thank you guys so much for sticking around till the end, and until next time, thanks for watching.